Okay, the final Team Star base is here, boys. We're going to be taking on whoever this person is here, and I think this one is the fairy type base as well, so go like and subscribe, and join our channel as a member if you want early access to our videos.
Yep, this base is going to be a long one, and probably end in a massacre for us because of how effective fairy types are to dragon. Now the main issue is we don't have any steel types, which would be the best move for us to deal with this place. However, I'm sure Chi-Yu will come through in the end.
And as you can see, I got Baxcalibur evolved to his final form. Bush couldn't be bothered to do that, so I actually took the time out of my very not busy day of napping to get this boy finally evolved and in with the big dogs.
Joe, it's very good you evolved him, but I'm sorry to say there is no way Baxcalibur could compete with the rest of our team. He is strong, and if we had a team of pseudo-legends, then yeah, sure, he'd up there, but not against the likes of our Fishy and the Black Sky Dragon. Those two are just so overpowered, it's not even funny.
And yet they got taken out by a glorified vacuum cleaner in the last episode. So much for that, and I'm pretty sure Super here actually survived that battle too. Either way, let's see how this one turns out for you, dude. After this, however, we only have the Elite Four and Arven to deal with.
Thanks for those words of confidence, if that was what that was. Now, boys, it's the final time I get to send our team out to obliterate this whole base. 30 more Pokémon are going to get sent to Nurse Joy for no apparent reason. If you think about it, it's not really the Pokémon's fault, but their trainers for doing all this nonsense.
I would never blame the Pokemon for this sort of thing, to be honest, George. They are only following their master's orders, probably in fear of being freed, which would be a better life for them, in my opinion.
Yeah, who'd want to be a slave to people like these idiots? I think that they should be set free, and all the people here should be arrested and thrown in prison with the key getting eaten by a Dondozo. That way they can really think about what they've done the fools. Plus, this whole place is filled with goddamn Jigglypuff.
We got the whole Jigglypuff line here for you, Donnie, much to your delight. I bet your insides are just mushing out for these cute little pink fur balls. Personally, I think Wigglytuff is the cutest with its cute long ears and chunky bodies.
And that's what I call perfect timing, because the question I have for the viewers in this episode is, which Pokemon line do you all think is the best and why? We have many great contenders for this one, but the point is, to answer which line you think has the best Pokemon throughout all evolution stages.
Well, the Kanto region starters automatically get placed very high for this one, Obama. They're all great, and so is the Hoenn starters and Sinnoh region starters too. I think after Gen 5, it all sort of goes downhill though.
Yeah, most starter Pokemon lines are great. If you look at the Dragon-type lines, then of course Dragonite is just one of the best. Garchomp too, and I love Dreepy. He is just the cutest little thing ever.
Right, it's final battle time, Bushy. Get this little child put in his place because he looks to be about 12 or something. And just because his daddy gave him a small loan of $1 million doesn't mean he can act like some sort of big shot.
Wow, didn't see that coming from someone cosplaying as a Slaking. I can go further than that if you want to keep running your mouth with me, bro. Don't say I didn't warn you.
All right then, come at me, bro. How about we get George to pause this video whilst me and you go at it Street Fighter style, but with words, because you know I'd body you with my bare knuckle fists.
The only thing getting bodied is going to be this Azumarill, which is actually a demon in disguise. It was already cracked, to be honest. But then they gave it the fairy typing too, which made it worse to deal with. Saying that it is a great Pokemon, though.
Oh, and check it out. Here comes Donald's favorite Pokemon next, the almighty Wigglytuff. This thing is a pink demon if you ask me, and I think Whitney should have had this Pokemon along with Miltank.
I'm pretty sure she did have this Pokemon in Storm Silver when Obama played that. There is also Sacred Gold as well, which is its counterpart. And the only difference is you catch Ho-Oh before Lugia. Anyway, I still hate this Pokemon with a passion.
Lucky for you, Donald, George took this thing out for you lickety-split. Now the little rich boy dude who is probably you in another life has sent out a cream bun in the shape of a dog. Don't know what they were thinking about this design when they made it, or what they were smoking either, but I hate it.
Hey, I took that thing out before you even finished your sentence, Barry. Hurricane is such an awesome move that it's able to do that. I can't wait to use it more, but I need some PP maxes on it so it has more than 10 power points.
You've taken out this little punk's team, George, so well done for that. but we have the giant vacuum cleaner car thingy here to deal with. The last time this will happen too. I just want to see how these Elite Four battles will go though, because our team is still struggling in some areas.
You go and say that as Articuno gets removed by force from the battle, which is the nice way of saying it got nuked. This guy definitely wasn't the most difficult Team Starbase, though. I think the Fire Lady, who we battled first, was the worst of all. Her team was just cracked beyond belief back then.
Yeah, she was tough. But then again, that was my first time having serious battles, Donald. So you have to give me the benefit of the doubt. This dude was probably one of the weakest, though. The lady who we battled in the last episode, who wears that all-white outfit, could also be considered the most difficult.
With all this talking going on, it's like we're never going to be able to leave this place. However, George, you better head back to the lighthouse in the south of Paldea, because Arven is waiting for us, and now our teams are much closer in level, too.
I think that guy with the glasses on in this kid's butler or something, boys. But he could also be a teacher, too, judging by how this dialogue seems to be going. Joe's right, though, George. Arven is waiting for us, which means it's going to be go time for you. You better not lose again, bro.
He will probably still be a bit of a challenge for me. But I have faith in my team, and like Ash in the anime, if you believe in your team, then you can't lose. Although my team literally consists of ones and zeros, but his were real, which is besides the point before anyone tries to be clever.
In other good news, though, we won't be seeing this Clavel or Clive guy ever again. He can go away for good, because he's done nothing for us since we beat that first Team Starbase, and we all know he's the principal of the school, too. I think he's just here because he's bored with his life and has nothing better to do.
Trust me, I'm also getting bored with all those dialogue boxes. But hey, it's Arven battle time. His team will be the same as before, if you can even remember it, George. But I have faith in you like you do in the team. Just go in there and do your best, bro.
Yeah, do your best, but don't be surprised if these two morons turn on you in the last minute if you lose, because they really just like bullying us weaker people.
Sorry, Joe, but George gets a free pass because he's just better than you in all aspects of life. But the abuse can wait because this demonic squirrel is back, and you better not let it wipe out half our team like last time. This thing was a fat little menace to us, and I feel ashamed that a team of legends lost to this Pokémon.
It's still tough as hell, Barry. My moves are barely doing any damage to it. And then he goes and uses Defense Curl to just boost its already high defenses even more for no reason. This is all quite unnecessary, to be honest, if you ask me.
You got it in the end, though. Now, Arven has sent out Garnacle, which is a rock type, I think. This is going to be super effective against Baxcalibur, though, George, so be careful, please, my guy.
Yup, and as you say that, Donald, the poor dragon goes and gets nuked by Stone Edge. This sort of thing has happened multiple times now, where one of us has opened our fat mouths and jinxed poor George in his battles.
We're one Pokemon down each so far, and his team seems to focus on the more defensive types like this one. But the team still hits really hard as well. I guess that saying about the best offensive is a good defense is kind of true in this circumstance.
I think the saying is the best defense is a good offense, Joe, but either one works depending on how you want to play. You could spend the whole battle boosting up your defenses and then slamming the opponent, but I prefer the opposite of boosting attacks and then winning faster.
This Toad Scroll was the one who ended us last time, and this time we're gonna get revenge. I do like this Pokemon, though, because Tentacruel was never really used much, or was ever that strong, but this one does come across as quite threatening. Looking at it, you wouldn't even know what type it is either.
Cloyster has never been difficult to deal with, though, but they can hit hard if you're not careful. It's a great Pokemon, however, and we even used one before in a Nuzlocke, if you guys remember. I think Donald had it on his team.
Only 2 Pokemon left, though, boys. Arven is getting slammed this time around, but this happened last time as well, and then he slammed me back. This can all be considered preparation for the Elite Four, though, and I can always go back and battle some trainers out in the wild if you guys don't think I'm ready.
His last Pokemon is already out, and it's going to be terrestrialized, too. After everything this doggo has been through, I would have thought it would have needed a nice long rest for a month or two, but instead, Arven's just going to go full force on the poor fellow.
And he's about to get hit by the full force of my legendary Pokemon as well. This Mabostiff didn't see this coming, and I bet Arven didn't either.
There we have it, boys. That's going to be a big W to us and massive L to this tool. Although I do like Arven a lot, and I feel his character got way more of a story and arc than Nimona, for example, who literally does nothing. I mean, even the professor, who we barely see in this game, has a better story than her.
Too right about that, Donnie. And now Arven is beaten. He thinks we need some more people to join us when entering Area 0, and of course that's going to have to be Nimona and Penny. Both of them, plus us two, will be the team to take on the great crater of Paldea. A bunch of 10-year-old children.
Yeah, just slowly pan the camera away from the glitching trees again, George, and pretend we never saw that happening. Time to head back to the school city, though, which is where the Pokémon League is located. The first time I played this game, I got so lost trying to find the entrance. There isn't even a Victory Road in this game, so it was confusing at first.
I wonder what everyone thinks of Victory Road being gone, because personally, I loved it a lot. It was a good place to do training, first of all, and was always filled with the best items as well. But now it's gone forever.
I never got to go through a Victory Road before, so my first introduction of dealing with an Elite Four is gonna this huge-ass boring gray building that looks more like an office block. I saw you making your way through the Sinnoh Pokemon League, Donald, and that place looked awesome.
The Indigo Plateau is my favorite place. Its name is even so intimidating to hear, and the building itself is gorgeous. The Unova League is also a work of art, and the fact that you could go in any order you want in that Pokemon League was a great feature as well. Believe it or not, Pokemon Black and White are gonna be 15 years old soon, boys.
Wow, way to make us all feel super old, Barry. Enough of that nonsense, because Rika here is gonna be interrogating you, George. CIA style, just without the violence. You have to recall all the past things we have done in the game to pass this test. I messed it up twice before.
Even I passed this test on my first try, Donald. Or were you too busy coming up with tariffs to remember what you actually did throughout the game? Those poor penguins, by the way, did nothing to you.
At least they wear suits all the time, right, Joe? Now I actually pretty much remember all this stuff, so it shouldn't be an issue to pass this test. My main interest right now, though, is going to be battling that toddler, who for some reason is a Pokemon prodigy, even though you aren't allowed to be a Pokemon trainer until you're 10 years old.
Yeah, her parents are probably some rich people who bought their daughter into the Pokemon trainer world early. I bet she can't even go to the toilet by herself yet, but she somehow can battle at the level of Elite Four trainers. That also means she beat every single gym leader in Paldea as well as Rika.
Definitely something sus about that whole deal, or someone at Game Freak was smoking a fat one. Either way, Rika will be the first person you're going to be battling, George, and it's going to be quite a tough battle.
This whole interrogation felt more like an opinion than an actual test, except maybe for the first question. Rika seems happy with me, though, so it's battle time, guys. Wish me luck, not that I'll need it.
Nice on your first try, too. You put Donald to shame with that, but then again, he has been a bit busy with other things lately, hasn't he, LMAO?
Yes, but for the sake of keeping this video sane, we won't be talking about his antics, as the Donald here is purely AI and nothing more. Although he is still a fat moron when he's with us, so that hasn't changed much.
Okay, so another thing that will probably piss you all off is these Elite Four battles all take place in this one battle stadium. Before, each member had their own room with something related to them, like Chantal loved her books and Caitlin loved sleeping, so she had a bed. Here, however, we have absolutely nothing.
What we do have, though, is George battling a wish cache. These things can be quite troublesome if you don't play your cards right, dude. You're also 2 levels higher than it, and I think Gita the Champion has her team in the level 70s, so it might be tough.
I still have Icy Wind on Baxcalibur, which isn't so great, to be honest. I need more physical attacking moves on the fella. Maybe something like Dragon Rush, which is a really powerful dragon-type move.
I think you have this one in the bag, but it's going to be pretty close. Also, out of all of us, you're actually the closest in level to the Elite Four we have had, because usually we do a lot more training off-screen, so this will really be a test to see how good you are.
Yeah, this should be interesting. Rika seems to be a ground-type user, though, guys. So sending out Ray and maybe even Articuno will be your best bet, since ground types won't have an affect on them.
Okay, but this was close. Rika has Stone Edge on some of the Pokemon. And then on top of that, Sturdy seems to be popping up here now, which is really going to piss me off.
You better not get our shiny black dragon boy taken out here, bro. Rika has a Doug trio now, so Surf was always the best option to go for. Personally, I think we have had more trouble with some gym battles like that psychic type hottie. She was super hot, but also a major pain to deal with, and we lost to her like 4 times.
Donald, in the time it took you to finish your rant, I took out 2 Pokemon in one go, and now this is Rika's final one, a Clodsire, and I know nothing about this Pokemon.
Pretty awesome stuff there with Ray on the team cleaning up with Surf. To be fair though, having a Camerupt was a major L since it's also part fire type, which means it took like 8 times the amount of damage.
Well, this thing looks completely ridiculous. It's like a toad mushroom is formed on the Clodsire's head with this teratalization. Smacked out of existence it will go though, and that's going to be Elite Four member number 1 down already.
Yeah, is that before or after Rika keeps spamming Protect to waste everyone's time? The loss is inevitable, but of course these Elite Four members just love to waste our time with this nonsense.
And there we go, boys. Well done, George. You managed to get through the first Elite Four battle without losing a single Pokemon here. That's probably the most impressive thing since this was your first encounter battling trainers as tough as these guys. Goes to show that you might actually have some innate talent.
I'd like to quickly remind everyone to hit the like and subscribe buttons for us. We're sorry the videos have been slow as well lately. We just have lots going on in our personal lives, so we hope you understand.
I certainly have a lot going on in mine. But yeah, sorry for the slow uploads, guys. Don't worry though, we won't stop making videos. At least we don't plan to anytime soon. If you want early access to them though, consider becoming a member.
And oh God, it's the toddler now, boys. This one is going to be interesting, and Joe should be banished for this one.